I'm not pointing no fingers. I'm just asking everybody, all the judges or anybody who's working on the case, that we didn't have enough information to keep the case going. So,
though it's unclear if the Supreme Court can compel Jay-Z to submit to genetic testing should Rymir's request be successful.
He is responding to a lawsuit filed by Rymir Satterthwaite, a 32-year-old man who claims the rapper is his father.
Girl, the tea is scorching and the drama is thick. Because when I tell you Jay-Z might have a secret son who's been fighting for years to be acknowledged, and Beyoncé herself reportedly stepped in, yeah, this ain't just some dusty internet rumor. This is full-on courtrooms, DNA receipts, fraud allegations, and one jaw-dropping withdrawal that had the whole internet screaming, wait, what? So buckle up, bestie, because this case is messier than a cheating scandal at the Met Gala, and things just took a major turn. Okay, so picture this. You've been fighting for 14 years, 14, to prove you're the child of one of the most powerful men in music history. And just when you think you're getting close to the truth, boom, your whole case disappears. Just like that. That's the saga of Rymir Satterthwaite, the man who's been claiming for over a decade that Jay-Z is his biological father. And girl, if you thought this was just about money, think again. Because what started as a paternity question turned into something way more complicated. We're talking fraud, emotional distress, and alleged legal cover-ups. And yes, Queen Bey allegedly got dragged into this too. So let's rewind. According to Rymir, this all goes back to 1982. His mother, Wanda, was just 16 years old when she allegedly had a one-night encounter with a then-unknown Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, in Brooklyn, New York. Allegedly, Jay picked her up in Philly, took her to his aunt's place, and they hooked up. Protection was involved, but apparently it failed. And 2 weeks later, Jay allegedly popped back in to visit and then vanished. Poof, gone. Now, fast forward a few years. Wanda raises Rymir with her then-boyfriend Robert Graves, who's even listed on the birth certificate. But by the time Rymir was around 8, Wanda sat him down and told him the truth, that Robert wasn't his biological father. It was someone else. Someone named Sean Carter. Rymir didn't even know who Jay-Z was at the time. He was a kid, but as he grew older, the name made more sense. And by 2011, after a DNA test confirmed Robert wasn't the father, the legal battle began. Now here's where things get juicy. Wanda tried to file for child support from Jay-Z back in the day, but the case was thrown out. Why? Because it was filed in the wrong state and never refiled. But the Satterthwaite family didn't stop there. They've been chasing this paternity case ever since. And girl, Jay-Z has never agreed to a paternity test. Not once. Not even when the case went all the way up to the New Jersey Supreme Court. Why won't he take the test, you ask? Well, according to reports, if Jay-Z were confirmed to be Rymir's father, it would mean he got a 16-year-old girl pregnant. You heard me. And the age factor? That could open a whole other legal can of worms. In fact, Rymir's godmother even said Jay-Z's legal team initially tried to resolve the situation privately. They even talked about Rymir's music career, y'all. Like maybe signing him to a label. But once other lawyers got involved, everything changed. Suddenly, they weren't returning calls. Suddenly, it wasn't about resolving things. It was about protecting Jay. And it gets even messier. Jay-Z's lawyers argue that since he didn't own property in New Jersey, he couldn't be forced to take a DNA test there. They also said that back in the 90s, Wanda identified someone else as the father, and that man was ordered to pay child support, so she couldn't just switch it up years later. But Rymir clapped back hard. He said his mother only named that man out of fear, and the DNA test later proved he wasn't the father. He also said this was never about child support, not even a little bit. It was about the truth. And when the courts rejected the case in New Jersey, Rymir and his godmother moved the fight to California, where they filed for damages. Not paternity, but damages for fraud, emotional distress, and reputational harm. Yup. The new case wasn't even trying to prove Jay-Z was the dad anymore. It was about how the whole legal process had been handled. Allegedly, there was fraud. Allegedly, there were lies. And the new lawsuit made that crystal clear. Now, baby. Jay-Z finally responded in July 2025. And let me tell you, he did not hold back. In his response, he said this case has been rejected time and time again, that Rymir and his godmother were dragging him to court over baseless claims, and that he wanted the lawsuit thrown out. Oh, and he demanded they cover his legal fees. Even more explosive, Jay-Z's team said this was all an attempt to get around a 2022 court injunction that banned Rymir and his godmother from filing any more lawsuits in New Jersey without permission. But Rymir claimed he was never served that injunction and that it was part of a larger effort to block due process and cover up alleged perjury. And let's not forget this twist. Rymir claims Jay-Z's team has had his DNA since 2011. Yes, he said Jay-Z's legal camp already had access to the DNA sample, meaning they could have confirmed paternity a long time ago. So, what are they hiding? But wait, girl, it gets deeper. Rymir came through with receipts. He said Beyoncé's own mother, Tina Knowles, admitted in her book that Jay-Z had property in New Jersey during the time in question, contradicting what Jay's lawyers were saying in court. Like, how is that not a mic drop? Now you're probably thinking, with all this evidence, all these claims, all this history, what could possibly be left? Well, July 22nd, 2025, out of nowhere, Rymir filed to withdraw the case. Yep. After all those years, all those lawsuits, all those headlines, he just walked away. And the internet lost its mind. People were like, wait, what? Did Jay-Z settle privately? Did Beyoncé step in and shut it all down? Was there pressure behind the scenes? And the only thing Rymir posted on X, formerly Twitter, was this cryptic message. Hello, changes were made to my case on July 18th, 2025 around 3:30 p.m. This was done due to changes made to my case we were not aware of. We will explain soon. But it's all about my mother now. Excuse me? What happened on July 18th? What changes? And why did he say, it's all about my mother now? That post just raised more questions than it answered. People started speculating that maybe it was too painful to keep fighting. Maybe there was pressure. Or maybe, just maybe, the truth was getting a little too close for comfort. His godmother also made a statement, standing by every word. She said, Wanda's sworn affidavit never changed, that no one in their circle has ever been held in contempt of court, that this isn't a new scam. It's a case that's been mishandled for years, and that the current lawsuit wasn't even about paternity. It was about damages from the years of legal whiplash. But despite it all, the case is closed, at least for now. So where does that leave us? Jay-Z is still not legally confirmed to be Rymir's father. Beyoncé has stayed silent publicly, though sources allege she backed her husband through the court drama. Rymir says it's not about money, and still insists he just wants the truth. And the court documents? Whoo, girl, they're stacked higher than Bey's Grammys. But here's the real question. If Jay-Z's team already had the DNA, why not just end the speculation once and for all? Why not take the test publicly and clear your name? Because right now, the court of public opinion is still very much in session. Let me know what you think down below. Do you believe Rymir's claims? Was this a money grab? Or is there something darker hiding behind those sealed files and legal red tape? Should Jay-Z be forced to take a test? Or has the ship sailed? Sound off in the comments, like this video if your jaw dropped even once, and don't forget to subscribe for more of the real raw tea that the mainstream won't spill. 'Cause baby, this ain't just a case, it's a legacy, and somewhere in the middle of it is a young man still looking for the truth.